How you been? How's
Good.
the podcast on your side? How's the brand?
Doc, this feels kind of weird right now that, like, with my mic, it needs to be this fucking close to my mouth. It probably looks weird. It's gotta be, like, this close. There you go. You got a little audio experience there.
Audio
So
experience.
this is just weird, you know? Being far away, I feel like I'm not even recording right now. But I've had a mic like this before that, like, picks up everything, so
We're not recording, we're having a conversation.
I'm sorry.
Civil discourse over at the Mike Fred Show.
Feel that.
But you been good?
Yeah, been working like you 6 days a week.
It's brutal.
It's pretty tough out here.
I mean, like, even if you're making bank, you're just like, I don't have free time.
Yeah, no, that's the thing. Like, I'm working from like 7:30 in the morning until like 5 something, and then I just go home and die, and then that's it. Like,
Well, do you get to work? I guess I'll just steer right into like one of these questions because I wanted to talk to you about the brand, new launch coming soon.
nice sweater.
Hey, original.
Yeah.
This is an earlier launch.
This is actually probably my favorite thing I've made because it's different. But oh my god,
yeah,
you double
I'm
whammy
representing. As soon as this guy gets pants, it's gonna be drip
Oh,
only.
yo, you just said that at the right time. That's all I'll say.
Whoa.
Oh.
Stay tuned for the next drop.
Yep.
When's that coming? Or are we not gonna say yet?
The aim was very, very early December. That's
Okay.
still the aim, but
So that's very,
just
very soon.
dependent on how this next week goes.
You'd probably crush it December though, because like
that's the thing. Like usually I wait too long, but now like this December drop is actually gonna be like good for the time of December. Like it's not gonna be T-shirts. Like I've done like
get your friends some human brand merch.
And also, I mean, obviously everyone knows like this is the best time for every like
right
store,
Q4 is
everything. So
you kill it.
But that's the goal. Try to get it out.
Okay, so I guess I'll sway back into what I wanted to originally ask, which is the whole time management thing. I understand you are someone else that has a job on top of trying to establish yourself in your hobbies.
Mm-hmm.
How much free time do you think people don't realize you have to give up to start something?
Like all of it, pretty much. Like
ridiculous.
I don't know. I feel like I don't really have like a second to just like chill. Like I'm supposed to only be working like 5 days, so like Monday to Friday. But recently, like it's just been so busy, and I've had to come in Saturdays. So then today is like my day off, and then now today I've already seen my girlfriend in the morning because I slept there last night. I'm seeing you, and I'm seeing my one other buddy because like I can't see anyone else during the week really.
Yeah.
And then after that, I have some stuff to get like situated for some work to be done this week for the drop, and then
excitement.
Tomorrow back again at 7:30 in the morning working.
It's brutal. Like I don't think young people, I don't think anybody has a proper idea of how much. If you want to succeed, at least the amount of time you're gonna have to put in is ridiculous.
And I still feel like I'm not putting in enough time. Like realistically, putting in only like after work hours probably isn't gonna get me like too far. So I know at one point it's gonna be like, okay, now like I have to put like all my time into
day
this.
off is
but I mean right now I gotta work, make some money, but eventually it'd be nice to just go.
Well, how do you balance, the hustle culture and then, not going off the deep end? Because you can just, there's a point where sacrifice goes too far. To succeed, yes, you're going to have to give up time, certain things. But at the end of the day, it's like, how many relationships are we going to sabotage? How many other things are you going to fuck up?
Like, there's definitely been, like, I haven't talked to a lot of my friends in a long time.
Right.
Like, they were like, it's true. People have said, like, oh, you're not being the best friend right now. Like, you cancel on plans. Like, you don't have time. And I'm like, you're right. Like, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I can't. I don't know what to say. Like, I legitimately feel like I have no time. But at the end of the day, I mean, I make up with my friends. We're all good. I'm seeing one later for a bit. And
I mean, at the end of the day, you gotta stay true to yourself, right? If you're like, hey, name's Ty Lavery, I'm crushing it. Sorry, either hop on the wagon or get out of the way.
Damn.
I mean, I don't think that's that brutal, but like,
Yeah.
I mean, like, it's you have to find the balance between like the people who were legitimate friends that you may have skewed in a different direction because of the way you acted, and you might not have realized it. Because I've realized recently, when I am tired and hungry and haven't eaten for 24 hours,
No.
I'm an angry person, but I don't see it. I'm just like, everything should burn right now. I'm like, I'm not usually like
Me
this.
too. Yeah. I get in modes where it's just like so aggravated, like and the littlest thing will just like piss me off.
I think my worst one is like getting into that hustle mode of like, I'm working all day. I wake up, I started working, I go to work, I come home, and I keep going. And then someone says anything to me, I'm like, you're not doing enough.
No, I
You're
literally
not doing
feel that.
enough.
Yeah. But the thing is, I've also realized with that, like when I come home from working like 10, 11, there's been days 12 hours
Yeah.
or whatever, I come home and then it's like, at the end of the day, the sad reality is like no one cares. Like no one, like, and I don't expect anyone to care,
Right.
but it's like everyone's doing their own thing. It's like, I just gotta do my thing. We gotta do our thing, and you know, no one actually really cares until you know you're popping off or whatever. But like everyone be like, yeah, everyone works. It's like, yeah, no, whatever.
Man's leading me into my next questions. I mean, like, that everyone works thing is something else I want to get into. I think, like, a big thing is that, like, an older generation doesn't understand how much time people put into using technology. Like, when you're spending hours editing something or just searching for things, content, anything, it's just like, that's time. Like, even if you're not working, oh, I'm sorry, I'm not in a factory. Like, I don't want to kill myself.
Yeah. Nah, I feel that. Like, I remember. Actually, I was thinking about it the other day. Like, when was the last time that like I didn't have to work like a crazy amount, and I just had like free time to like feel like I have time to do things? Because now I feel like yeah, when I sit down to edit something or work on something, like if it's like already like 6, 7 o'clock at night, and I'm like I feel like I get one little thing done, I'm like holy shit, it's already 9 o'clock. Like the editing this video, and editing videos actually takes me like hours and hours and hours because it's like I'm trying to do good edits, but I'm not that quick. So
Hey, take your time, put out that quality content. Audio is always crisp, so I have no complaints when I listen.
for the podcast,
Yeah.
Well, yeah, we don't have a video yet.
Whoa. We'll be back again to talk about it. Oh no, but before we got into old people suck in technology, oh yeah, people that don't hop on the wagon or that try to come back in. How do we deal with people in life? Because I know a lot of people that watch this are small business owners, or you know, they're trying to get into something. When you've either cut off these people, or like people just weren't there for the startup, because very few people are. How do you know when people are coming back and it's a genuine thing? Like, hey, like let's reconnect and you know collaborate. Or someone's like, now I want to hop on the wave.
I feel like it's just all about like the vibe that they give you, and also like what was your relationship like with them all around. Like I don't know, like I know like my one good friend, we like stopped talking for a bit, and then like we'd mess each other here and there, just like hope you're good or whatever, and then now we're like hanging out again. So I know that's like, you know, I mean, I'm also not at a point where someone's gonna be like, I want to hang out with him because he's got a brand. Like, I'm not like, but
yo, give me that free merch, Ty.
Oh my god, everybody say that. That's one thing. It's like, bro, I don't think people understand that. Like, if I give someone for free, like, it's not like I just like I'm not fucking poof. I have a sweater in my hand now. Like that costs me money to make. Like, you want me to just buy you clothes?
I think like that's another thing about I see a lot on TikTok about small brands and people being like, I'm an influencer and they have like under 1,000 followers. I'm like, I'm not trying to kid anybody in my position, but like, don't ask for free shit. Always go into something being like, I'm here with cash and we're ready to go.
No.
Unless it's like a major brand, that's different. You don't have the capital right now, I'm assuming,
you're right.
to just be like, hey, all the homies, here's a sweater. I know I could have made $50 on this, but go fuck the money.
Yeah, well, because realistically too, like if I give my friends sweaters, like all of my friends, I mean I've given people a lot of their stuff, but like at this point, like if I give my friend a sweater, all the people that my friend knows of the brand. So like I'm not
Sure.
like reaching a wider audience there.
Yeah.
It's not like
You haven't utilized the free merch.
yeah. I mean, there's some like stock. If there's like leftover stock from
Sure.
like 3 drops ago. Actually, I mean, if there's leftover stock, I throw it in like orders that people do.
I see it on the stories. I see like order today and you'll
Yeah.
get a free item. And I'm
Well,
like,
even just randomly too, like if like recurring like people that are ordering and they're like, oh, it's a large. I have this large T-shirt. Like I'll just throw it in.
Yeah.
It's like why not? I've written little notes and stuff in some people's stuff. Like there's like I don't know, like some people that order all the time. I'll like be like, thank you, really appreciate it.
Where's my thank you note, Ty?
I'm sorry. I'll send.
If
you
I don't
something
get
special.
one for Christmas, I'll actually be upset. Actually, my only thing is like, I don't care where the human brand goes, and I say that respectfully. If it blows up to like you're clearing 1 million in sales a year,
That'd be great.
I don't want free merch. If you keep giving me free stickers,
at that point, I'll give you free merch.
I just want the stickers, man.
I'm sponsoring the pod at that point.
Nah.
Or if I'm up, you're up. You
I
know?
want the stickers. That's all I care about.
Fair enough.
I keep putting them everywhere.
So
There's
silly.
one here.
I need.
There's one on my PlayStation. One on my night. I just like putting them on things.
Was the guest on? Oh yeah. Sometimes like
You can see it.
yeah. People,
Oh
like,
my
scratch
god!
at that
Owen
and
was
shit.
fucking picking at it last
I
time.
was like, I was watching. I was like, whoa,
Yeah.
man! Like,
I didn't want to say anything because like him and Bryson were going at it. I was just like,
That was
is
a
this
good
guy gonna like leave my sticker? I'm not, like,
That was
man
a
was
good
gonna pick it
episode.
off. Yeah, it's got scratch marks now because people, anybody that ever comes over, and it's usually after the podcast when like it's like a chiller discussion. People will be like, "Oh, look at the shiny sticker."
Yeah.
I don't mean to make
It was
my
shiny.
guests sound like gorillas or anything, but come on.
That was a good episode though.
It
I mean,
was-
I don't like politics at all. Like,
no.
but I was honestly like laughed at some points because like they were
Some
going
of
at
it
it
was a
and you
little,
were sitting there and you'd be like trying to get in and then one of them was like, oh.
Yeah, they were.
It was funny.
They were crazy, but I appreciated it. I was glad they didn't get too at each other's throats.
Did you think
about
they were
stuff.
going to?
I didn't know. Like, we'll talk about it after the podcast.
All right.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about my guests in
No, yeah. No,
that,
no.
in a way
negative.
that could appear derogatory.
True. Yeah, no.
But
I respect both of them for coming on. I don't know
Yeah.
either of them, but they both seem like, although on 2 different sides of obviously political views, they both seem to at least be like educated in what they
I
were
would say
saying.
they're well versed
Yeah,
in their
yeah.
topics. I don't.
And
like
they
the
both
word
had good
educated.
like yeah. Well, they both had like decent. Yeah, that's the right way to
Yeah.
say it. They were well versed, I guess.
Yeah, we'll
Educated
leave
is
it
the
at
term.
Have you had any people that have doubted you and now seen like, hey, this brand's starting to gain some traction, or he's starting to do better for himself? What's poppin', Ty? How you been?
I don't know. Not really. Like, I mean, like, yeah, but I've not like directly to me. I've heard people have told me like, oh, this person said this, like, and I'd be like, all right, bro,
Okay,
like,
good for
that's
them.
cool. But it's like,
Yeah.
whatever. I've had people like this one guy. I think I already said this on your podcast once, where I
Probably.
was friends with him, and then he wasn't friends with me anymore. He's like, I'm gonna burn all the merch, and I was like, that's cool. Like, I already
Hey,
got your
man.
money. You know, like,
I got the bag. Like, wait, go for it.
yeah. Nah, I mean, not too like in my face telling me that like they don't believe in me. It's pretty much been most people have been like, that's cool, or like they don't like not like care too much, but they don't.
Everybody's got something going on.
I'm sure
Everybody's an
behind the
individual.
scenes, like people are like, that's weird. He's doing something weird. He's got a clothing brand.
Someone's doing something with their
That's
life.
cringe on a podcast. Like, what is this guy doing? What does he think he is?
It happens, but that's life. If you start something and let any negativity be like, I guess I'm done.
You
Then
know?
like, why'd you bother?
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah.
Let's see what we got.
That's one thing that I feel like I should write down notes in my podcast. Like Justin,
Oh, I
shows
like
me,
it though.
he shows me, he's like, here's my doc, like I wrote this big note about the Spider-Verse, and I'm like, bro, like I just got off a 10-hour shift, like I haven't even thought about it yet, but
So-
like
It was the most recent one's episode 10, right? Yeah. So I listened to that
Yeah.
this morning, and I feel like if anybody that's like those hardcore Marvel fans would be punching the air
yeah.
listening to you go off, because you're like, Yeah, I don't really know that much about it. Who fucking cares?
Yeah,
right?
I'm like, what's that new movie called?
Yeah.
I forgot. I
Yeah.
just saw it, but like.
No, that's dog. You're like, fuck
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, nah, I mean,
Ant-Man's trash.
that
This man's
episode,
hot
yeah,
take.
that was definitely, like, I'm into it, like, and Spider-Man especially, and Marvel, I've seen all the
Sure.
Marvel stuff, but I feel like I'm, like, better at episodes that's more, like, open about talking. I don't know, like, I like your format where you can come on here, we can talk about politics, and then we
Anything,
could talk
right?
about Pokemon, like, we could talk
Sure.
about anything,
And
like,
we have done
yeah.
both.
But, like, whereas ours, currently, we're, like, we just to kind of keep on, like, keep the flow going, we usually try to pick like a topic, but eventually I think we're gonna get, like, as we get longer with the episodes, we're gonna probably like talk about more things. And
Well, I like this one though, but like the main reason I brought it up was because the more you guys talked, you just went completely off what you were
Yeah.
actually started talking about, and I like that.
I like that
appreciate
too.
it.
I like that. I don't like sticking to one topic like specifically like the whole time. Like
Justin out here flipping his screen. He's
Yeah,
like, why did I make the doc?
he likes doing that, and I appreciate that.
Sure.
And like a lot of times, like we'll be like, okay, what's the topic? Like, but then I'll be like, let's just start it. Let's just go. But we've also started it before and had horrible episodes. Like, so it's.
I mean, you just gotta go with the flow, right?
Yeah.
I have some garbage episodes. I'll admit some of them are poo-poo, but
They can't all be winners.
literally.
Justin's definitely watching this right now, by the way.
Yeah. Hey, Justin, shout out. I love
Justin, can Justin be on the podcast?
Definitely. I'm
He's
trying
gonna
to
come
get
here
him.
one day.
Yeah.
He's in Vegas.
I mean,
He's
we
definitely
can
gonna
get
come.
him in person like next year when the world's
Yeah, no,
less
that'd be
crazy.
sick. Yeah.
But even before that, I'm trying to get some things so that I can start doing audio, so that if I can get to the point where I'm doing audio, wider reach, right? At least until I can have something more permanent.
You mean audio only?
No, like have audio podcasts on top of
Oh, okay. So like
because I
Spotify
can't
or
have
something.
I can't have people here all the time and do a video podcast. So I'm
For
like, if
sure.
I use Discord or something like that way, wider net, right?
Yeah. So for those episodes, would like if that person, would you ask them to record their video, or would you just do audio only for that one?
I would do audio only.
Fair enough.
Yeah, and then just like put the logo up for the YouTube
Yeah.
video.
Yeah.
Because I want to start taking the audio from my videos and putting them on Spotify.
Yeah.
But I'm just like,
should.
I don't know if I want to do that or just wait till I hit like a round number, like episode 40, and then be like, now I'll start putting them on.
Yeah.
Because fuck going from episode 1. You know how much work I have to put into,
to like import them all. Yeah.
It's going to drive me crazy. My MacBook's going to explode.
What Justin and I really want, because actually I don't know if I.
Hey, you
whatever.
can save it for after. You can reveal it now.
Well, let's just say there's certain features with Spotify that are similar to YouTube that Justin and I wish that we could use in the future, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Potentially with a video.
Yeah. I
But,
was gonna say,
but I mean, it's hard to like. I think they're only picking like specific people because
like Joe Rogan, obviously,
yeah.
number one.
like big podcasts, but I mean, because we want to do that at one point, so we'll probably come over to YouTube more and focus on that, but still put the audio on Spotify.
I mean, definitely like the wider net, right? Like if you keep multiple platforms, and once you get to the point where you're like pumping out content, pay some little Filipino boy $15 an episode to ship them out.
Oh yeah, Justin's punching the air right now that I just exposed that video.
Hey, I mean, respectfully, a lot of people tune out at like 30 minutes.
Probably talking to like I feel that because with ours too, you see the watch time. Like we see our watch time. Yeah.
I feel bad when I don't get through an episode because I'll start one of your guys' episode, get halfway, and I listen to the podcast while I do deliveries. So I'll pause it to get out, and then for no reason, I just won't turn it back on and drive in silence, zoned. I hate zoning out.
I do that all the time. I listen to podcasts at work usually. You need yours on Spotify because that's where I listen at work.
People, it's on the way. I promise.
Good.
Takes time, man. I got none of it.
No,
I like sleep and trying to balance my life.
Yep.
Everybody's like, Mike, let's get beers. I'm like, I want to go to sleep, actually. Thanks. But, so we talked about pretty much everything I got. Have you seen Dune yet? You go to the theaters recently?
No, but I saw Last Night in Soho. Have
Was
you
it
seen that
good?
one? Yeah, it was actually really good.
I heard it was. I'm seeing the reviews and everything's solid, so
Yeah.
I highly recommend Dune though. It's a
Yeah.
long watch, but
How long is it?
it's like 2 hours and something, almost 3.
I want to see Eternals, even though Justin said it's not that good.
I mean, the audiences seem very divided, but at the same time, I see a lot of people. It's hard to tell who's legitimate about their opinion in the comment section because people just say things to start shit, which is fun sometimes, but like
Yeah.
time and place.
Have you? Okay, I'm literally flipping this on its back right now.
Sure.
Okay, well, I was listening to the most recent Joe Rogan podcast,
Whoa.
and he had the one guy from, I don't know, he was like in The Social Dilemma, like, you know, that like documentary about like Google and shit.
Yeah, I love that one.
And they were just talking about like deep fake AI and like all this stuff that can like argue over text and stuff. I don't know. I thought you should listen to that one, even though it's 3 hours long.
Yeah.
Because they're literally talking about like there's like Reddit threads of like AI like going back and
It's
forth
crazy.
at each other, and it seems like they're humans. It's like, damn, am I arguing with a human right now or a robot? Like,
right. And so like, there's also, I mean like, I can't confirm this, but you know when you know things are happening, but like no one's talking about it. There are places in the world where there's just mass computers with people sitting at them making fake profiles for disinformation campaigns
Oh, yeah.
in other countries.
Well, they were talking about that in that podcast too, and even just like they were talking about like, oh, there could be like a Christian Facebook group, but
Yeah.
when you look into what it is, like it's not a Christian Facebook group.
Right.
They're pushing like that kind of content, but they're like not. It's just like, I don't know. I don't want to misspeak about who it is, so I don't want to say where it is. But
So like, the main problem that's happening is, regardless of where you are, let's say the Western world,
yeah,
the number one thing you keep seeing is stop creating division from people creating division. Hey, but that's the number one thing that these AIs are doing. The people making them are just making them as a joke, it seems like. And it gets way out of hand way too quick. But AI is not better than us yet. And I don't want to say that. I'm gonna propose a hypothetical to you that's going to stress some people out. So there's an idea of this thing. It's like this AI that becomes the singularity. And it's faster than a human. It knows everything. And it can predict every single outcome. So it starts killing anybody that would have stopped its inception. But how would it know what your thoughts are? It would know everything about you and then play out your life in a million different scenarios in a second.
What the hell?
And then off you. Right?
Yeah, well, then wouldn't everyone technically, like, if they're
everyone that knows it could exist, if you
Damn.
never learnt about it, you'd never be worried about the singularity happening. Therefore, there's no possible reality
That's crazy.
where you would want it to be destroyed. So the only people that wouldn't kill it off are the people that never knew about it. And now everybody that's listening, you're gonna die.
I'm sorry.
Sorry.
You're dead.
You have
really
to.
just did
I'm
that
again.
to me.
I don't know. I don't trust the machines. I've watched Terminator too many times as a child. Dune doesn't trust the machines.
I don't know. I don't want to put anything in my head, but at the same time, like, do I? No, I'm just kidding. I don't. I don't. But like,
we're not gonna be. I don't believe we'll be around for the mass leap that's technology's about to take.
You don't?
I think it'll be the end of our lifetime, where we see like mad craziness.
Stuff's
happening.
going. Stuff's
but like
innovating.
I mean, like at its peak.
Well, yeah.
Like we're creating like Neuralink and things like that. Like once we get to the point where we can translate our thoughts onto a screen, like we've achieved something very different than anything that's come before that we know of. But
they're actually talking about it in that podcast with the like AI thing, because like it knows like everything that pretty much everyone's posted and like how they talk and stuff. So I could be like, go make an argument with Justin, but do it as if you're Mike Fretz, and it'll type the way that you type. Like, say you capitalize things in certain ways or you say certain words, like it'll say things like the way you say it. So it's kind of crazy. Like it can like literally imitate us, and like, I don't know. Imagine like we get to a point where it's like you don't even know who is like a real person online. Like,
well, that's a more scary thing when we realize the whole metaverse is becoming a thing. So what happens when we go into this artificial reality, and now we think we're interacting with other people, but what if it's a fucking AI?
What if it's literally just code? Like,
right? That's. I
Yeah.
mean, I don't like that. It's
Yeah.
so like we're fucking up the planet so bad that our first choice was let's create an artificial reality so that we can just pretend we're outside again.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I'm into it once graphics get to the point that it
Yeah.
looks real. That would be fucking crazy. And when I'm old and on my way out, I'm gonna take every drug possible, slap the goggles on, and just fly through space.
Have you ever watched Black Mirror?
Love Black Mirror.
You know the episode where like they do that, like the two like old ladies and they go into like sand.
Oh yeah.
Like they go and yeah, they're
And
old
you don't
people.
know they're old people right away.
And but they're just living life in like a artificial.
And you
reality.
can just change it. You can.
You'd be like, I want to be in this time period. Right? This time period.
That'd be interesting.
I want to be in the new
Pokemon
go play. Diamond. That's where I want to be.
Assassin's Creed.
I want to be the guy.
I mean, in theory, we could stop like serial killing, right?
How?
If you can create an atmosphere where it's so like, I don't want to say not elusive, like inclusive, immersive is what I'm looking for. So immersive that like people can live out whatever fantasy they have, then you kind of catch people before they go off the rails, I guess. Or we can see mass escalation because people are creating software and we're becoming more desensitized to everything going on.
Then would it be illegal if I killed you in the metaverse?
I don't know.
Like that's just the thing.
I want to hunt down Mark Zuckerberg in the metaverse.
Yeah, he's probably gonna be playing like tennis.
He's gonna be a fucking lizard. He's gonna show his true form.
Yeah.
Imagine he's just like a 100-foot tall lizard that like it's like an actual. That'd be cool if it was like a world and everybody had like little plots. You could just take
like
over
Minecraft
people's houses and shit.
Yeah.
Hey, I don't know. It's gonna be spooky to see where we end up in the next 20 years.
But it also kind of like if and when that happens, like it kind of makes everything that we're doing like in this world is it why like does it matter, you know, like does it matter?
Well, yeah,
if
that's the
this?
problem.
Like, if I'm just gonna be living in the metaverse, like who cares about my podcast in the real world? Who cares about my
that podcast going in the metaverse?
Yeah.
What's gonna happen when that starts? I want to pioneer that.
First.
I thought I said it here first. I'm doing it first. Mark, watch out.
How would you even do that though?
I don't know.
What's the difference between a metaverse podcast and a regular
I'll
podcast?
be my metaverse self.
Yeah.
Talking to other metaverse people.
What if you're watching content in the content? Like you're in the metaverse, so you're part of that.
Yeah, but I'll record in the metaverse. And then you go into the metaverse to watch my recording from the metaverse.
What if you're in the metaverse and what if you're in the metaverse, they put you in the metaverse, you don't like know it's the metaverse, like they do that because like they're like, you know what, we're just gonna restart and put these people in this situation, see how they live.
Okay.
And then they create the metaverse, and that's the metaverse in the metaverse. So what if right now we're already in the metaverse?
It's the whole Matrix thing.
Yeah.
Fuck. I don't know. I ain't got time for that.
It's a simulation.
I got too much going on during the day to think about these things.
But that's
brutal. I don't know.
I don't actually believe that, by the way. If anyone's listening and they're like, this guy thinks we're living in a simulation.
I got really high once and started to believe in the simulation theory. And then I was high with someone else and we just kept going back and forth and getting really confused every time we talked about it. And then got convinced that the simulation was trying to stop us from talking about it and figuring it out.
Maybe it was.
And what really happened was we were just losing our minds. It's fun times. More discussions like that on the podcast, people.
Yeah, you gotta just get high out of your mind and have a simulation podcast.
Imagine the metaverse. Can you get high in the metaverse?
I don't know.
How would that work? It just distorts your vision, I guess.
Probably, yeah. Just like, you know, in GTA when you're like drinking or
for
whatever.
30
like,
seconds, not even.
Yeah.
Imagine.
But what if you're like, damn, I took it too far. Let me just like, and you just like click a button and you're like one shot.
Well, all you gotta do is just take them off, right?
Which you can't. What if it's like implanted and you can't get out?
Well, that's the thing. If we get like Neuralink and stuff,
can't pull out.
Or we get to the point where it's like player one, and it's those things like you lay inside of it and you're fully immersed.
Yeah.
So like You
Yeah.
move through your mind, you feel everything.
Isn't
That'd
that like
be
that in, like
whack.
Avatar or something too?
Yeah,
Like you go in the thing and then you become like.
I don't care about Avatar anymore.
I
I
don't
was
even
waiting for
remember.
the second one to come out. It's been what? It's gonna come out in like 15 years.
Wasn't that movie like 4 hours long? Or
Yeah,
something?
and there's supposed to be like 5 of them,
Jesus.
and there's still like those few like hardcore cinephiles that are like, it's the most beautiful movie ever.
I don't even remember
Nothing,
that movie.
right?
Like,
When I watched it when I was a kid, I was like, this fucking slaps.
Yeah.
And then now I'm like, okay, like you never gave me a second one. I didn't get attached.
yeah, you can't just do that, you know.
Right? You
Like-
can't put a movie on hold for that many years and then expect to get mass audiences.
For real.
Because unless there has to be a different way they're gonna market it.
I mean, it'll still probably sell.
Well, it
let's be
pioneered.
real.
Its big thing was like it was at the cusp of like this is the best 3D experience
Yeah.
ever. How they can't do that anymore because no one likes 3D.
What if they're
anymore.
waiting because the second one's gonna be in the
Metaverse.
metaverse? You actually, they're just like in it, like you
But
live it.
But it just looks like garbage because it's like metaverse graphics.
Yeah, it's like pixely and shit.
You see, Nike got like or applied for a patent or
Oh,
something,
did, yeah.
or licensing deal.
I don't know what that means. But,
It
I
means
mean,
they
I
want to
do,
be the
but, like,
only company I think to sell in the metaverse.
the only
like to
company?
start, I guess. I don't know.
So like, is it like are all these like NFT heads like are they gonna have like their
I'm about to call someone out.
what's
'cause you
it
said
called?
that.
What's like the big one? Oh, CryptoPunk. Is there CryptoPunk gonna be like on the wall? Is that how it's gonna be?
Fuck your NFTs, people. Your NFTs are a fucking scam. It's an unregulated market that's
Damn.
being manipulated, and you guys can't see it. It makes no sense. I trust it. I trust the fact that we want decentralized currency. We want to not let big banks control us and billionaires hold all the wealth. I'm all for that. But what you're not understanding is the people that you're helping launder money through NFTs are fucking billionaires.
Oh,
They're the
yeah.
people who started it.
Well, aren't even with like Bitcoin and stuff like your point of don't want like billionaires have all the control, but
They
these like
already do.
billionaire like whales in the Bitcoin when they own like 70%.
Right.
That's a
That's
number I pulled out of
extreme,
my
but
ass.
obviously, yeah.
But like when all the billionaires sell it, and then all like the lower class people with their like
lose out immediately.
$1,000 in Bitcoin turns into $3. Like,
Well, the whole thing is you're hoping, like, when you buy Bitcoin, the big sell is hold forever, right? I should never have to sell my Bitcoin.
yeah,
But that's not going to be the case when
yeah,
you see Bitcoin, let's say it hits 500,000, that guy that was already holding $1 billion worth is going to cripple the market. And there's going to be, when time comes to pay, there's going to be no money. There's so much leverage in crypto right now that when one by one everybody starts pulling out, if it happens, right? If it does happen, everybody's fucked.
I mean it's crashed like 50% overnight before like it's
Yeah, but
happened,
like it
so.
would have to bottom out, and it
Yeah.
could, but that's the worst case scenario. I think enough people trust that it won't. The person I hate right now, Gary Vee. Buddy, you're manipulating the market. When you call up
Yeah.
your group of millionaire and billionaire friends and say, this is going to be the next big thing, everybody
Is it, like,
buy it.
V-Friends or something?
Literally.
Or something like that.
You tell everybody to buy it, and now, oh my gosh, the price magically went up 30x.
Yeah.
Yeah, because all of you guys bought it. Do you not understand how market manipulation works? You go to jail for that if you do it in the stock market.
But like, what if that is the future?
What, people manipulating the market?
No, like, what if like virtual assets? If the metaverse is becoming like this huge thing,
I'd rather die on the sidewalk.
will you die on the real sidewalk or the metaverse?
Not the
sidewalk?
metaverse. Fuck the metaverse.
Well, then you'll die on the real.
What happens when I
sidewalk.
start walking around unplugging everybody from the
Unplugging,
metaverse?
Yeah. Nah, I mean, I don't like I don't really like get it, but at the same time, like I don't try not to like completely shut out any sort of
Yeah.
thing. Like I get it, like I all for people selling their art and stuff, like that's great. But if there could be like some sort of like tangible like thing you're getting with an NFT purchase as well, then it would be a lot better, because when you're buying something that's fully obviously virtual, like there's no tangible value to it. And that's the same thing with crypto too, like Bitcoin, like there's nothing you can use it for besides like the number on the screen, and that's just manipulated by the market.
I
so.
think when you buy an NFT, you should be delivered like a little screen inside a case with your NFT on
That'd be
it.
cool.
That'd be sick.
Yeah, like if you owned like something that you could be like, listen, like this right here,
That's my NFT.
no one else has this,
right?
but like, cause yeah, you could screenshot it. You see the people on Twitter like, got your NFT.
I love it though. It's funny.
Like
everybody gets tight about it too.
Yeah.
Please, no, you don't.
Because then the NFT is like, yeah, but you can't. Like my wallet says I own it. Like you don't have the code. And
right.
Like, that's true, but like.
But I have the picture. Sorry.
But then people bring up the example of like, yeah, but like you could take a picture of the Mona Lisa too. It doesn't mean you have it, or you can print a fake.
Art is art, right?
Everything is like there's only value to things that
because
we give it value.
All
like,
value is artificial.
It's literally like, you know.
The fact that the society you live in has forced you to put value on things has robbed you of experience, because you have no longer valued your time and put value into the materialistic world, which we're not even going to do, because soon we're going to be like, I don't need a house. I can live in a coffin apartment, because when I get home, I'll just go into the metaverse. That's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Who cares about what's in your house? Like,
how much do you think it'll cost, though? How much do you think like the plant is going to cost? A lot.
Well, the problem is, to start, everything's cut off to half the market, if not more. But look at anything. When TVs first dropped, it cost a fuck ton. Same with computers.
True.
And now look, you can buy a computer used for like $50 on eBay if you really wanted to. Like,
that's true, yeah.
That's my thing about space. How many hundreds of years are we gonna have to take before like just going to space is a thing? If we get there, right?
Yeah.
That has to be like not interstellar, but like we have to colonize our planets. That's the only way we get to that.
Yeah, I mean, I people are you can already kind of go, not you, like, but if you're rich enough, you can go take like a flight.
Hey, when I sell my NFTs,
yeah.
I'll go up to space for 3 minutes.
When I sell my Bitcoin, then
I don't want to go to space for 3 minutes. When I'm on my deathbed, I want to be launched just one direction. I don't care where you send me.
Yeah, I feel like I'd be scared. Justin and I talked about this on our podcast about we mentioned like we had a space travel episode or something, a time travel one, and it got into space. But like if I was in a spaceship and I was like looking at Earth, I feel like I'd be like, damn, I'd be like, holy shit, like that's literally everything I know is right there, and now I'm just in a black void.
Well, it's scarier. Wait, that's why the ocean is not as scary as space, because if you get shot out into space, 0 chance. You are fucked.
Yeah.
The ocean, you maybe even if it's minuscule, it's bigger than the chance you have of surviving in space.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it depends how far down you are, but like we don't even know anything about the bottoms of the we don't. I don't know what the number is, but we like know vast minority of like how big the ocean is. Like we know barely anything about it. So
I think the biggest problem with that is how skewed maps are. When you see what the world really looks like if you shrink everything down to like proper size, the oceans are fucking massive. Like the fact that like even shipping things still takes months, like that's the problem, people.
Actually, and in the episode that we talked about it, we were like, I asked the question of, you know how like obviously there's lots of like funding and everything going into space exploration and getting the moon, Mars, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
But like with the ocean, like is there just not the same level of funding, or do we just not have the technology? Because I feel like if we can get to space, we could probably get like to the ocean.
Well, what do we want to find out? What are we gonna see down there?
I mean, I'm sure there's lots of new like species and shit that we don't know about. Like, what if there's What if there's a whole different, you know, like what if the aliens are down there, not up there?
Yeah, I've heard that one. I don't know.
Mermaids and shit. Like, I'm trying to meet Ariel, you know.
USOs is a big thing.
What's that?
Unidentified submersible objects. And apparently the Navy for years has been declassifying or telling people shut the fuck up. We'll only let these few reports out, but they're seeing a lot of shit by the water, stuff that makes no sense. Stuff's not supposed to just drop and then come back out, like, no problem, because we can't do that.
Yeah. Well, there's been, I mean, who knows what videos are real and stuff, but I've seen videos of, like, the things that are in the air, and then they'll go in the water, and then they'll come back out, and they're traveling.
The guy behind the cameraman with his flashlight.
Yeah. But, that's true, yeah, I don't know. Who knows? Justin's like, just get in a submarine and go to the bottom. I was like,
I
yeah,
mean,
you solved it, man. Like,
he did it.
He did it.
If you're depressed, be happy.
Yeah.
Hungry, just eat.
Fair.
Sad, smile. Learn more next week with Ty and Justin on the Variation Podcast.
Actually, next week our topic is the metaverse, so let me just spoil that.
I'm
what else do you want to know
I
with
mean,
the podcast?
this is dropping tomorrow, hopefully, because I'm
Yeah.
trying to do Mondays. Because I feel like not enough people have shit going on. Your day's shitty, so why not round it out?
I
with the
feel
Mike
actually
Fred
I
show,
appreciate that.
right.
When I go to work
I like
on
that
Mondays,
you guys have
like,
Fridays. I'll be like, you can stay over there.
Yeah.
I'll let
You
you.
start the week, we end it.
Why not? Right.
There you go.
A little teaser here about what's on the way, and then
No.
you get another one in about a month.
Yeah.
Is there anything you want to leave the people with? Any way you want to round this out?
Follow Mike Fretz on YouTube and Spotify when that comes out, and Various Podcast, and the Use Brand.
And Ty Lavery.
I don't.
Follow him. Follow the brand. Subscribe to the podcast on Spotify. Are you on Apple yet?
No, we can be, but I think we chose not to. I mean, we might.
If you
eventually.
want it, say something. Then you can subscribe on
We're on
Apple.
YouTube too, but it's just like the animation. But
Hey,
you know.
you gotta start somewhere.
Yes, sir. Well, thanks for having me.
Hey, thanks for coming. We appreciate our guests.
Appreciate
And now
it.
we're gonna talk about some of them after the podcast.
Yeah.
I'll leave you guys with
Nobody's
don't
safe.
litter, because if you do, you're a piece of shit.